Hello students and welcome. This is a new video. We're going to go over this practice review from Unit 4. So before we start going over the practice, I want just to remind you that the practice is going to cover all this, like different types of pronouns and order of direct and indirect objects, possessive form of nouns, and questions with WH words as subjects. Okay, let's see the question now. Circle the correct words to complete the conversation. This is a conversation between two people, I believe, and the practice contains, I think, 32 questions, different verbs and different pronouns to choose from. Okay, now what I recommend is that you pause the video, okay, as many as cases possible or question, okay, and then you can watch the rest of the video with me so that you can check your answers and learn from your mistakes. Let's start. Okay, so the first one is done as an example. I know you just got married. Number 2, tell, say, tell to me about. Now, anytime we have an object, okay, we can't pick say. We don't say me, say them, say him. We always use tell when we have a direct object pronoun. Tell me, tell him, tell them, etc. Okay, so the correct answer is tell. And by the way, say goes without an object pronoun, without an object pronoun. In other words, it doesn't need an object pronoun, but it needs an object. Say something, okay? Say something. Something is an object of the verb say, but it doesn't require an object pronoun, like me, you, him, her, etc. Tell me about your, which is you are, you, or your within. So within is a noun, therefore we need a possessive adjective which describes a noun. Now, which one is a possessive adjective? Here, this is not possessive adjective. This is a subject and a verb. Okay, this doesn't work. You is a subject. Doesn't work. It cannot be describing within. Now, what remains is your. Your is a possessive adjective. Therefore, it is the correct answer. Your within. Number 4. It's, which is it is, the short form of it is, its subject and its possessive adjective. Was. Was is a verb. Now, what is missing here before the verb to be is the subject. It is the subject. So, which one is the subject here? It is it. Is a subject pronoun. Its is the possessive adjective. It doesn't work as a subject. And here we have an extra verb. It doesn't work. We cannot say it is was. It was. So the correct answer for number 4 is it. The middle one was a small within. Sarah wanted a big within, but a big within is so expensive. Hers with an apostrophe, her. Parent. Parent is a noun, so we need a pronoun that describes, or an adjective that describes parent. Which one is an adjective out of these 3? It is her. Hers does not describe a noun. It does, but implicitly. It doesn't require a noun after it. So we say, this is my cell phone, and this is hers. So hers refers to the cell phone, her cell phone, but we can't use it. So the correct answer is her parents wanted to pay for. For is a preposition, and it needs, or prepositions requires an object in the sentence. Prepositions require an object in the sentence. Now, which one here is an object pronoun? Is it it or its or its, short form of it is? Of course, it is the first one. For it's the first one. There, theirs was a big within. Now, was here is the verb, and it's missing the subject. We need the subject here. Now, which one works as a subject and it's complete by itself? Now, can we use there without a noun? Impossible. There is one of the possessive adjectives, mine, your, his, her, our. They can't go without a noun. We have always to use possessive adjectives plus a noun. My something, my book, your book, his book, etc. And their book. Because we have no noun after the choices, we have just the verb. So this doesn't work. This does not exist in English. We don't use apostrophe with pronouns. We don't use apostrophe with pronouns unless it's a short form of the subject, like he, and the verb is, etc. But possessive pronouns like this do not accept the apostrophe. And theirs, so we said this one doesn't work, this doesn't work, so theirs is the one that works. Okay, theirs, which is a possessive pronoun, that goes without the subject. This is, without the noun to modify. This is the correct one. Theirs was a big wedding because they have a big family. We don't have a lot of money. We wanted to pay for it ourselves, oneself. Now, ourself does not exist. This is not correct. The correct one is ourselves. We don't have ourself in English. So these are called reflexive pronouns. And reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves with VES, and themselves with VES. So there is no such pronoun as ourself, and oneself does not work. Why? Because reflexive pronouns should agree with the subject. So anytime you have I, you expect myself. When you have you at the beginning of the sentence, you expect yourself. When you have he, you expect himself. She, you expect herself. We, ourselves, and they, themselves. And because we have we here, therefore we need ourselves. This is the correct choice. We wanted to pay for it ourselves. We explained them the situation to them, the situation them. So the correct answer here is we explained the situation to them, the situation to them. The formula is you explain something to somebody. You explain something to somebody. We can't explain them. We don't explain people. And if, of course, if them refers to people, and we explain the situation them, no, this is missing the preposition to them. Number 10, we showed them our budgets. We showed them our budgets. This is the correct answer. Now after show, the formula is show somebody something. Okay, show somebody something. We showed them our budget. We showed to them our budget. This is not correct. This is not a correct formula. And we showed our budget them. It's missing the preposition. This one is not correct as well. And Aiden's insists on large within. Number 11, we just invited ours with an apostrophe. This does not exist in English. As I mentioned before, we don't use apostrophe and an S with a possessive adjective. And now ours. This one requires a noun, and this one does not require a noun after it. Now let's see after the choices what do we have. We have immediate families. So we have a noun here which is families. Okay, so we need a word that describes families. Which one goes with an adjective? Which one goes with a noun? It is our immediate families: parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, aunts, and uncles. Now, how many people did attended? Now, a very good tip to remember here is this. When we have a WH word as a subject or part of a subject, you don't need the auxiliary did. However, when you have another main subject in the sentence, we need the auxiliary did. This is the rule. Now, how many people? Now, the verb attended, etc. refer to people. And how many is part of the subject? And because how many is part of the subject, we don't need the auxiliary did. So the correct answer is how many people attended. Okay. Did attend is not correct. Did attended is not correct. This one is not correct, of course, because it has double conjugation. Did is conjugated in the past, and the verb itself is conjugated in the past. 50. Number 13. Unfortunately, Sarah's grandfather. Grandfather Sarah. Grandfather of Sarah. The correct answer is Sarah's grandfather. Okay, it shows the proper way of the possessive form. Sarah, apostrophe S, grandfather. This one, grandfather Sarah, it's missing the apostrophe and an S. It does make sense, grandfather Sarah. It should be the grandfather of Sarah, and this one is missing the grandfather of Sarah. Didn't come. Number 14. Why not? What was happened? Did happened? Going back to the tip or the rule that I shared here about having WH word as a subject. What is the same thing? It is the main subject of the sentence. Therefore, we don't need the auxiliary did. We need just the verb. What happened? Because what is the main subject in the sentence? What happened to is a preposition. Therefore, we need an object that works. We need a pronoun that works as an object for preposition to, and in this case, is him. Is doesn't work as an object, of course, by itself, and he is a subject always in the sentence. Therefore, him is the correct answer. 16. Nothing. His, her, hers grandfather lives. So we have a noun here. We need an object that describes the noun. We need a possessive adjective, which is his. His grandfather lives in Peru. He is old. We need a subject and a verb. He is old. Short form, he's old. 18. Yours grandparents are old. Now, grandparents is a noun, and we need an adjective that describes this noun. Which one is an adjective? It is your. Your grandparents are old too, aren't they? Did they come? Number 19. Yes, they did. Mine's, mine, my. So mine's with S does not exist in English. This is incorrect. Now we have to choose between mine and my. My goes with an adjective, with a noun, and there is no noun here. Therefore, we need mine. Mine live nearby. 20. Where you got? Okay. Here we have where WH word. Now let's check whether we have another verb in the sentence. I mean another subject. If we have another subject in the sentence, therefore we need an auxiliary did. Where, you. All the choices have another subject, which is you. Therefore we need did, because here we have another subject or main subject, which is you. Therefore where is not the main subject. And then we need an auxiliary did. Where did you get married? This is the correct answer. In a church, the name of the church name, the church's name is St. John. Now, the correct answer here is the name of the church. Now, well, this is a common mistake that some students use an apostrophe and an S with inanimate objects. Now, when we are talking about inanimate objects, try not to use apostrophe and an S. Always use of. Like, let's say, the door's handle. Okay, say the handle of the door. Okay, so the same thing here. We're talking about the church. The church is inanimate. Okay, something that can't move. So we have to use of, not apostrophe and an S. So the correct answer is the name of the church. With a party afterwards at my uncle's house, my uncle house. The correct answer is my uncle's house. It shows the correct way of position, apostrophe and an S. His house. We have a noun. We need an adjective that describes this noun. It's his, the third one. Let's move on. 24. Whose. Now, when we ask about possession, who possesses something, we have to use whose. This one asks about possession. Who or what possesses something? Whose dress, okay? Or to who something belongs. Whose dress? This is incorrect. Who is incorrect? Whose dress? Okay, did she borrow? She borrowed she. Now whose, if whose is the main subject, we don't need did. We don't need to pick the one we did. Now if there is another subject in the sentence, therefore we need did. Okay, we need to use the one we need to use did, and we need to use another subject. Okay, or choose the one with another subject. Now, whose dress did she borrow? She borrowed she. If you see here, we have she. This is the main subject. Therefore, whose is not the main subject. And thus, we have to pick the one with the auxiliary, which is did. Whose dress did she borrow? Okay. Now, number 26. She borrowed her cousin's dress. We saved money on photos too. My uncle took pictures and he gave them them to us. The correct one is gave them to us. The formula with give is give something to someone. Give something to someone. Okay. Number 27, we printed they, them, its. Print is the subject, so we need an object. Here it is them, they, and its cannot be objects. So we printed them and made an album. We went to Miami for our honeymoon. Sarah's uncle has a home there. He let myself and Sarah and me, Sarah and I. Well, this is another problem that students face. Which one to choose? Myself and Sarah and me, Sarah and I. Now, here you have to understand the connection between words in the sentence. We have let, which is a verb, and most of the verbs, of course transitive verbs, all transitive verbs in English need an object. Now, which one is an object here? Which one can work as an object? Can I be an object in the sentence? Object of a verb? Okay, no. So this is not correct. We can't pick Sarah and I. Let I? No. Let me? Possible. Let myself and Sarah? No. Why this one is not correct? Because we have myself, and myself doesn't agree with he. If you remember before, I told you anytime you have a reflexive pronoun, myself, yourself, himself, make sure that these reflexive pronouns agree with the subject. So you have I, myself, you, yourself, he, himself, she, herself. But here we have he and myself. Doesn't work. Now let's suppose that we have himself. This would be correct. Yes, because himself agrees with he. He lets himself and Sarah. But because we have myself and here we have he, there is no agreement. Therefore, this reflexive pronoun doesn't work with he. And then we can say that this is not a good choice. Now, the correct answer is Sarah and me. This is the correct answer. Now, if you are not sure which one to choose, the one with me and or the one with I, just eliminate the first part. Let's eliminate Sarah and Sarah and the word and then we have he lets me or I, he lets me. Me is the object. Therefore, this is the correct one. You can follow this tip as well if you want. Let's go faster. I know it took us time. It's a big practice, but I'm sure you must be learning. 29. You, a wise man. So we have no verb after the choices. Therefore, we need to pick the one with the verb, subjects and a verb. You're a wise man. With Lisa and I, me and Lisa and me, let's follow the tip that I shared with you here. So let's eliminate the first part. We have I, we have me. So which one works? Is this me get married or I get married? I. So this is the correct one. So if you don't know the connection and the grammatical structure of or the grammatical connection of the words in the sentence, just follow this tip. Eliminate the first part and go with just the pronoun. I get married. So this is the correct one. Lisa and I get married after we graduate. I'd like to do the same thing, but I don't think Lisa will agree. She wants a big wedding. Okay, last line. Good. Who does know, who knows. So who is the main subject in the sentence? Therefore, we need just the verb. We can't use the auxiliary. So this could be possible, but it's missing the S. So this is incorrect. This one has auxiliary, doesn't work because who is the main subject? Who knows? Start to talk to hers, her, she. We can't say talk to she. She is not an object. Talk to hers. Hers what? No meaning here. Talk to her about it. there you go. We came to an end. I know it's a little bit long, but thanks for watching the video. I know it's a little bit long, but it has 32 questions. I hope that you learn. And if you have any questions, just contact me. Make sure to continue practicing. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Review the pronouns, review direct order of direct and indirect objects, possessive forms of nouns, and WH questions in a sentence. Thanks for watching. Bye.